Here we go again, there's a hurricane in my head, 'cause there's something someone said. And
We're back, Theia and Paula, for episode 2 of the Not Your Princess track by track series of podcasts.
Woohoo!
I had fun on the first one.
Same, it was so cool.
It was cool. We talk a lot all the time, but it's quite fun to do it formally and sit down and reflect, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
So track 2 is Bad Idea, and it brings a smile to my face. I think it's more of a nervous smile because this, I would say, was one of the most difficult songs
Ever.
in the history of songs. No, in the history of Theia's songs. Let's just say you weren't quite sure whether you wanted to release this one, were you?
Yeah, exactly. It was only like a verse, pre-chorus, chorus after the first session in studio, so, and it was like obviously an extremely emotional time and song, so it was definitely interesting.
And so this song came about when you were in a session with none other than Emily Warren.
Yeah. And I think we were talking about how she just won a Grammy the week before for Chainsmokers. So it was pretty crazy.
Well, so firstly, what's it like to be in the room with a Grammy-winning songwriter?
It's so weird. You have all those usual feelings like, am I good enough and whatever. But yeah, when you get in there, I suppose you just have to get on with it and realize, actually, I've got the opportunity to write with a freaking Grammy Award-winning songwriter, so why not make the most of it, you know, and yeah, stop being, stop like
Doubting yourself.
yeah, or withdrawing or whatever, you know, you just, like, you're privileged to be there, you might as well just enjoy it.
So if you weren't daunted enough by just working with a Grammy-winning writer, you then decided to write a song about a very serious topic. I'm only laughing because I'm like, only you would take on such a challenge. You sat down and you decided to write a song about self-harm.
That's what I was kind of battling with / struggling with at the time. It was really flaring up whilst I was feeling extremely stressed or anxious, you know. So I went into the session and it just naturally happened. And I kind of, yeah, spent a couple of hours crying and just decided, what's the point in fighting it, you know? Like, and also, frankly, it's hard to write about, you know, I couldn't, when you're feeling like that, you can't just turn around and go, let's write a happy love song or something. You know, it was just like, it would be fighting something that there was just no point. Like, it would actually be more beneficial to process those emotions.
So I thought it would be interesting to now play back the original demo that came out of that session. So I thought we'll just play a tiny snippet because it's always interesting, I think, to listen back to what a song sounded like in its very earliest form.
Yeah.
And there's a hurricane in my head, 'cause there's something someone said, and I'm used to drawing red. And here I go again, hearing noises in my mind, trying to numb what I feel inside, thinking pain will make it quiet. It's building up, I've had enough, can't handle myself, so I lock the door, lay on the floor, I think this will help, but hold on a second, it's a bad idea.
I can definitely hear the pain and the fact that I'd been crying for hours in my vocal on that, so it makes me feel quite sad. But I'm very, like, I feel like it's a real treasure to have that recording.
It is. I agree. I think it's really special that you have those early recordings. And one of the other things I really like about you is that you have these books with copious amounts of notes and lyrics. And one day, I think, when you're old and you're sitting in your rocking chair, you'll be able to pick that stuff up and look back at it. I think it's really special that you keep all of that.
Thank you. I think so too. Like, you know, I know everyone works in their own way and whatnot, but I truly, I swear to you, the amount of sessions I do and everyone just brings in their Mac, which is so cool, like, you know, but I'm quite, like, I guess, old in that way. I'm really kinesthetic, and so I've just got like line after line after line in all of these books, because I don't like to delete anything. Like, I might cross it out, but literally with one thin line, so I can still read what it was. So it's just like really, you know, important to me to have everything out there, and I love it because it kind of looks like really messy art.
It does look like art. I think
Yeah.
you could definitely put that on your wall one day and it would look very cool. Hey, so to cut a very, very, very long story short here, because I know we've got limited time, but yes, it was a very long process. You didn't initially want to release Bad Idea because it felt like it was a little too personal, but it did get released, and you worked with an amazing producer who works out of New York. His name is Sean Turk, and you both worked on that track and put many, many, many hours into sending demos backwards and forwards until you got it just right.
Yeah. He's amazing. Like, Sean was so fab and made it such like a cool process. So essentially I wrote the remainder of the song in my room, so like the second verse and the bridge and, you know, all the like ad-libby things and the ending of Bad Idea. And then when I was in LA, you know, we were talking about who would like do probably the right job at producing the soundscape for it in the right world, because obviously it's a very sensitive song and it's quite like, I guess it is like a sad song, but it's also you know, really victorious. So it was really important to get a balance so that it wasn't cheesy, but it wasn't too melancholic, and it would be uplifting but still have an edge to it in the prod, and that's exactly what Sean brings.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it such a special song, is that it, you know, it could just it could be just heard as a simple pop track. And when I say simple, I don't want to demean pop, because I think a lot of pop is incredibly intelligent. But on the surface, if you were to just hear that song, it's very catchy, it's very upbeat, it's very buoyant and joyous, and you go, wow, I'll start singing along to it. But then when you stop and you actually take time to understand the meaning of it, or you listen to the lyrics, it's about a very sensitive and, you know, an issue that no one really speaks about, particularly not in mainstream pop music. So I think it's really smart how you brought those two worlds together, and how you and Sean tackled that issue, because it is a very accessible song.
Thank you.
Discussing a very sometimes inaccessible topic.
Exactly. And you know, we were talking about how effectively, like, one of the things that kind of did motivate me to actually finish Bad Idea and bring it to light was the fact that that was, you know, a song that I wish I had when I was younger, because, you know, I'd been struggling like with kind of like, I guess, mental health and self-harm from when I was in primary school even, and it's totally something that wasn't even spoken about. There wasn't really even help available completely in schools. It's just something that's only just started to surface in, I guess, society and pop culture. So it was really, really special to kind of have the ability and time to be able to put something out there, and the response has been so cool.
So proud of you for finishing that song. I know it wasn't easy. I think I got a few extra grey hairs in the making of the song as well, and I'm also really stoked that it's made it onto this EP.
Yeah, thank you. Me too. I feel like, and even its position in the track listing is so perfect, I feel, because it still fits so beautifully into the theme of Not Your Princess, because it is an empowering and amazing song, and it just goes to show that like, you know, so much good, just like it says in the bridge, like, my pain is my power, you know, so much good can come out of really negative or hurtful times, you know.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's track 2. Done
Track
and
2.
dusted.